On May 20th of 2023, a couple of nurses enter a section of a hospital that many doctors and nurses are afraid to enter alone. The section of this hospital is known as the Old ER, and it's a floor that's been abandoned for quite some time. Many patients have passed away on this floor, and some of those patients were children. Nurses claim that the floor of this hospital is haunted. One night, a group of nurses working the night shift decide to visit the floor just for fun. However, little did they know that something pretty terrifying would occur while being there. The following footage is their video. Watch.
You guys, haunted ER? We're gonna go. Haunted ER, haunted ER. I'm really good too. Oh my god, my head is huge. Chloe, so I can't even...
Camera.
Huh?
It's just close to the camera.
Yeah, you're right. We got a chance for the haunted ER.
Oh god.
Just like...
I'm not excited about this. I didn't even get to finish eating my sandwich.
It feels like we're getting on a... You nervous? Why are you nervous?
Because it's haunted.
Are you nervous?
Yes.
You see anything?
In there?
You guys wave in the camera right now. Reflection.
I feel like I'm gonna see.
Oh, that's the same room.
Oh. God, oh.
What?
Why are you looking? Oh. The lights are on.
That's weird.
Go in. Go in.
I wanna go in. No, go in.
Go in. How long do you think? Go in. Figure out why the lights are on. I don't like
Who
that.
cares
I
why the
don't like
lights
that.
are on?
Just go. Do
They
it.
look like evil eyes. You guys need to come in with me.
Yeah, of
Come on,
course
let
we're
me
gonna go in with you.
Thanks. Ooh, it feels weird. Was that you?
Yeah.
This room feels weird. Ooh. The curtain moved.
No, it did.
Yeah, it did. It moved.
No,
It moved. It moved. Yes, it did.
Why would a
It did.
curtain move?
How did you not see that? Oh, okay. Ooh. Oh. The curtain moved.
No, it did.
Yeah, it did. It moved.
No,
It moved. It moved. Yes, it did.
Why would a
It did.
curtain move?
How did you not see that?
9820 Easton Drive in Beverly Hills, and you've probably never heard of it, unless you're into macabre Hollywood stories. I am reading Weird Scenes Inside the Canyon, and I am quickly falling down so many rabbit holes. And the story about this house is a tiny tidbit in like the first chapter of this book. 9820 Easton Drive was built in 1930, and its first real famous couple that lived there were these two. This is Jean Harlow and Paul Byrne, and she was a famous movie star in the 30s. Paul Byrne was an MGM executive. He was 22 years older than her, but they got married and they moved into 9820. Byrne gave 9820 to Jean as a wedding present. But only 4 months into their marriage, Paul was found dead by a butler. Jean supposedly had stayed the night over at her mother's house. Paul's body was found nude with a bullet wound, and he had made a gigantic mess all over Jean's white bedroom and was completely doused in her perfume. There was a suicide note, but later one of the employees said that that was definitely not Paul's handwriting. Harlow was not called to testify in the inquiry into his death. It was interesting, when the butler found the body, he didn't call the police. He called MGM executives. Tragically, Harlow died 5 years later at the age of 27 due to kidney failure. Subsequent owners of this house have stated that it is haunted, and they felt that the ghosts of both Byrne and Harlow haunted the house. There has also been 2 reported drownings at the pool, and someone who saw a supposed ghost at this house was none other than Sharon Tate. And Sharon Tate was at this house because at the time she was dating Jay Sebring. You might be able to see where this is going. Supposedly, Tate was staying in Harlow's old bedroom, and she awoke to see the apparition of Paul Byrne. And her description of the ghost encounter that she saw is actually really graphic, and I can't even describe it here. And just 3 years after Tate's experience at 9820 Easton Drive, 1.5 miles down the road, we have this house. 10050 CeeLo Drive. And on August 9th, 1969, Sharon Tate, Jay Sebring, Wojciech Frykowski, Abigail Folger, and Stephen Parent were all murdered by the Manson family. The last time that 9820 Easton Drive was sold was in 2014. Current owners say that they've not had any experiences, but do we believe that?
It's a small town in America that's so haunted it's illegal to visit. Dudleytown, Connecticut was an 18th century settlement in a place called the Dark Entry Forest. That is actually its name. This is a picture of it, and it's also supposed to be haunted. The land's curse allegedly stems from this guy named Edmund Dudley. He was a British nobleman who was executed for treason by King Henry VIII. His descendants were reportedly plagued with misfortune, including madness and mysterious deaths. His curse followed the Dudley family when they immigrated to Connecticut from England. Legends say that this curse brought about random lightning strikes, plagues, people losing their sanity, and then seeing shadowy creatures in the woods. Because of how crazy this curse was, the entire settlement was abandoned. Dudleytown is now strictly off limits. It's illegal to enter. Now, it is important to note that back then, a lot of people were eating moldy rye bread, which led to hallucinations. They believed like strange occurrences and curses were happening, and sometimes it turned out it was just because of the bread. So could this be one of those cases, or do you think it's actually haunted? You know, I live in New York, so maybe I can like go around the area, not break any laws, but like I could go around the area, make a video if you guys are interested. Interact and let me know if it'd be worth my time. Come over here for longer videos.
The most haunted states in the country by far is Michigan. South Manitou Island is considered haunted for many reasons. There have been at least 50 shipwrecks in this area of Lake Michigan because of how dangerous it is. The island consists of limestone ridges buried underneath glacial debris, and if you follow me, you know that limestone is a great conductor of paranormal energy. There are also 300-foot high sand dunes, deserted campgrounds, and deserted shoreline. One legend says that a ship full of passengers with cholera came to the island and sailors buried them in mass graves, some of them still alive. There are also 2 cemeteries on the island, as well as an ancient cedar forest where people hear whispering coming from behind the trees. It is even said that many park rangers have lost their sanity here and begged to be taken off the island because of how haunted it is. One park ranger even confessed to hearing voices, door slamming, and footsteps in empty buildings before he left. The Whitney restaurant was the former mansion home of David Whitney. David was a very powerful, influential lumber baron in the area and built this 21,000 square foot home in the 1890s. The building was renovated in the 1980s, and since then people have reported hearing footsteps, seeing shadow people, especially on the second floor, and other paranormal events that they cannot explain. It's believed the building is haunted by David himself, as well as his first wife Flora, who unfortunately passed away before the building was complete. David went on to marry her sister Sarah after her death, so maybe Sarah's there too. Workers at the building say that the paranormal activity here is not for the faint of heart, and the elevator will even operate itself with nobody inside. The most haunted area, though, is the outhouse where David used to make his slaves live, and apparently this does not have power, so at night it is extra spooky. No thank you. No thank you. You cannot discuss haunted Michigan without mentioning the Great Lakes. Lake Superior is one of the most haunted bodies of water in the world, and it is called the graveyard of the Great Lakes. There are even reports of divers finding shipwrecks in the lake, going to investigate, and seeing ghosts following them around the wreck. Of course, we cannot forget the Lake Michigan Triangle, which has been claiming ships and people since at least 1891. There have been so many shipwrecks on the Great Lakes that they actually have what is called the Ghost Fleet. Many sailors have reported encountering these groups of phantom ships. I told you, Michigan is haunted as hell. Let me know if you guys want a part 2 or what state I should do next.
When he was pulled up, he appeared decades older, his hair snow white, his face contorted in terror. He refused to speak of what he had seen. His eyes never seemed to focus again. He died in a hospital less than 48 hours later, whispering only the word, "They're watching." Hidden within the dense, brooding forests of the Czech Republic, Hauska Castle stands like a monument to forgotten nightmares. Surrounded by wilderness and perched on a cliffside, the castle is eerie in its isolation. Unlike most medieval castles, it wasn't built near a water source or trade route. It wasn't intended to defend against an enemy or serve a royal purpose. Instead, it was constructed over a terrifying anomaly, a gaping black pit that locals once believed was a gateway to hell. The legends date back to the 13th century, when peasants in the region began reporting grotesque winged creatures crawling out of a massive crack in the earth. They spoke of dark figures wandering the woods, of livestock mutilated in unnatural ways, and of whispers that didn't seem to come from any human throat. The villagers believed the pit was a portal from which the damned spilled into the world of the living. In desperation, local rulers devised a chilling test. Condemned prisoners were promised pardons if they agreed to be lowered into the pit with a rope. The first man, a young criminal in his 20s, volunteered, perhaps thinking the offer of freedom was worth the risk. But what happened next has haunted the castle's history for centuries. Believed the pit was a portal from which the damned spilled into the world of the living. In desperation, local rulers devised a chilling test. Condemned prisoners were promised pardons if they agreed to be lowered into the pit with a rope. The first man, a young criminal in his 20s, volunteered, perhaps thinking the offer of freedom was worth the risk. But what happened next has haunted the castle's history for centuries. After only a few seconds in the darkness, he began to thrash violently. Screams echoed up through the shaft, unnatural and guttural. When he was pulled up, he appeared decades older, his hair snow-white, his face contorted in terror. He refused to speak of what he had seen. His eyes never seemed to focus again. He died in a hospital less than 48 hours later, whispering only the word, "They're watching." Construction on the castle began almost immediately after. But instead of laying the foundations in the traditional way, builders began with the roof and upper floors, as if trying to trap something rather than shelter anyone inside. The pit was sealed beneath thick slabs of stone and then buried under the chapel, the most sacred room in the structure. But many believe that sealing it did not silence it.
Hello and good morning. Of course I could tell you about the vampire who has a veil over their house. Come on, my babies, it's Paranormal Chicago story time. Specifically, the vampires who live in Hyde Park and their glamored mansion. I don't know about nobody else's mama, but my mama in the early 90s, she sold Avon and Mary Kay door to door. And in the summertime, I was walking with her ass. Because my mother is the beautiful spirit that she is, she makes friends every single place that she goes. Well, we get to this one woman house and she's super nice. Like, I'm talking about super nice. And apparently she had been waiting for an Avon lady to come to her door. So my mama and this lady is in her kitchen, literally ordering everything out of the Avon book. I kid you not, literally everything. Whole time, I'm trying to be a good kid and I'm sitting in their living room and I'm like, dang, this place is huge. They gotta be rich. Her daughter pop up out of nowhere and she like, we are rich. My daddy is super rich. He's a doctor. I said, dang, that must be really cool. You get whatever you want. She said, yeah, I do. And I love my parents too. But I wish I was the girl who was across the street. Who is the girl across the street? She get to telling me about this little girl that live across the street. She is the prettiest girl that she had ever did see. But she only come out at certain times of the week. Like, it's very specific days that she come out. She only come out on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. That's a little weird to our children's minds, but you know, adults do whatever the fuck they want to do, so she got to follow what her mama and her daddy say. Now, because my mama then made friends with this lady that she was selling Avon to, we actually went over there to her house for a barbecue one day. This is on a Thursday, and I see the girl outside. She riding up and down the block on a little scooter, and I'm like, ooh, I want to go play with her. And my friend was like, you can't get too close to her. She not gonna let you. And I was like, what? We'll see about that. Here come little old me bouncing across the street. Hey girl, hey! She snap her head, she look at me, she squint her eyes. She look me up and down, my whole body go hot. I stop in my tracks. She say, good or bad? I'm stopping and I'm thinking, and I'm like, I think I'm good, but if you ask my mommy and my grandmama, they say I'm a little mischievous, but I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I always get in trouble for it, so I think it's a bad thing. So maybe a little bit of both. What about you? That girl started cracking up laughing. I'm talking about laughing so hard her head went back. I seen all her teeth. She said, I like you. You're funny. Let's play. I looked back at my friend across the street and I was like, I told you. Everybody love me. And it's the truth. As I'm playing with the little girl across the street, she trying to come across the street, but she can't. She stopped at the curb. I said, what you doing? Come and play. She was like, I can't. I didn't understand about what she meant that she couldn't. And I walked over there and I grabbed her hand. I was trying to pull her across the street, but she couldn't move. Mystery girl across the street was like, that's a bad one. I don't like it. I go back over there talking to the mystery girl. I'm like, what's wrong with her? Why is she a bad one? And she was like, I don't like the way her brain works. It's not nice in there. How would you know? She said, I can't explain it, but my mommy can explain it. If you come with me, she'll tell you. She in the house. Okay. I'm an inquiring mind. I have to know why the fuck this girl is stuck at the curb. I was physically pulling her and she couldn't move. So hell yeah, take me to your mom. Now here's the thing. We get to walking down her side of the block and we come to like a gate of bushes. Like, y'all know how people have like wrought iron gates, but they let the bushes grow in between the gates and now the bushes is higher than the gates? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I've always seen the bushes, but I never thought like what's behind the bushes. And then we finally get to this opening. I have never seen this gate opening before. There is a symbol on the gate. It's a G with a sword straight through it and a half moon around it. I'm standing there and I'm looking at the gate and the little girl is like, come on in. You're going to love it here. You're never going to want to leave. In fact, you probably won't. Huh? I think I hear my mama call. That little girl said, I don't hear nothing. Next thing you know, I heard my mama. Cat! Cat! Where the fuck are you at? Cat! I was like, see? That's my mama. I gotta go. The little girl grabbed my wrist. She said, no, I finally like one of you. I want you to stay. I don't know when the hell it happened, how the hell it happened, but my mama was standing right next to us. My mama said something in a voice so low and in a language that I did not know. It scared the fuck out of me. That little girl went white. She instantly let go of my hand and something pushed us back to the curb. My mama grabbed my arm, hauled me across the street. Didn't I tell you to stop going with strangers? You ain't supposed to be walking around here going with strangers. I stopped and I snatched my arm away from my mama. Now see, let me tell you something. I told y'all I'm blacker than black, but my mama is blacker than that. So the fact that I didn't sat up here and snatch my arm away from my mama while she going off on me, either something is up or I'm asking to get my ass beat. She turned around, she looked at me, I said, Mama, what the fuck was that? She squatted down to my height. She said, remember them vampire stories Miss Jello was telling you about at the church? Why? She said, look back at that house. Do you see a house? Y'all, all I see is bushes. Ain't no house, y'all. When a girl told me that she liked me and we was walking down the street to go meet her mama, I can actually see the top of a mansion over the bushes. Now you telling me I'm standing across the street and I can't see a fucking house? The gate that we just got pushed away from is gone. My mama thumped me in the middle of my head 3 times. Bap, bap, bap. I'm looking at her. She said, now look back at the house. I looked back over there and y'all, it looked like it was fog sitting over the house. She said, what Miss Jello tell you about their vision? It's a glamour. Exactly. Didn't I tell you not to go with everybody that you see? In my head, if she not a friend, why she look like a friend? My mama said, everybody who look nice ain't nice, cat. Get it the fuck together. We went back into that lady house to finish out this damn barbecue. And y'all, I found out that they were supernaturals too.
Have you ever heard of Mount Madonna in California? According to locals, it is one of the most haunted places in all of Northern California. The ghost that is reported to haunt the area is said to be Sarah Alice Miller. She was the daughter of the cattle king, Henry Miller. Sarah died in 1875 when she was thrown from her horse and crushed. Many campers claim to see a young girl in a white dress roaming the old ruins of the Miller house. She'll also be seen in the campgrounds, and sometimes she'll be walking down Highway 152. Park rangers have often had campers come up to them asking if they had seen the young girl in the old-fashioned dress looking for a ride. Locals believe that the ghost is looking for a ride off the mountain. Eric Goodman worked as a park ranger at Mount Madonna. One day while he was exploring a trail, he heard a young girl screaming for help. He called for backup and they started searching for the missing girl, but nothing was ever found. So what do you think? Is it all legend, or could there be some truth behind it? Follow for more scary stories.
Something creepy happened when I got home. I was driving down the street, and my daughter's bedroom light is on. So I'm like, that's weird because she's at her dad's house for a couple nights. She's not home. So I parked my car right over here, and when I park my car, I see her bedroom curtains are also opened a bit. So now I'm freaked out, right? and my doors were locked. But my house was built in like 1910. So I was like, I hope it's a fucking ghost and someone didn't, break in or something. So I have to actually go in my house right now and I'm recording it because I'm scared. Alright, so here we go. I'm like shaking right now. Like my hormones are, like my adrenaline is going again. Like I have to go up my creepy dark stairs. None of the lights are on upstairs. This is not fun. And I've been hearing weird shit in the attic, bro. Oh, fucking spooky. That's her room. Just turn the light on. I don't know which way I should point the camera. Bro, I'm freaked out. I'm gonna go in my bedroom first. Turning the light on in here. Why isn't it turning on? Okay. This shit's scary. Dude, I don't want to go in there. Everything is like normal in here. But her painting fell. This painting she made was hanging on the wall and that fell. Her chair that belongs to her desk is here, but that just might be normal. Like maybe she was playing with it. I'm gonna look in her closet. Dude. Everything's normal. I'm gonna shut her light off. Like the LED lights are on in my other daughter's room and those always go on. Dude, it was fucking creepy. I'm looking behind the shower curtain. Ha! Nothing there. Weird. Like that light was off last night. I was here in my house sleeping. I hate when that light is on because if I close my door and the light is on, it shines through this crack. It's gotta be a fucking ghost. Like my house was built in like 1906, not 1910, 1906.
Live a night in a house cursed by tragedy. This is the Lemp Mansion in St. Louis, Missouri. Once a wealthy family home, now haunted by sorrow and death. Guests report hearing crying voices in empty rooms. Shadows move silently across the hallways, and some say the spirits replay their tragic final moments every night. So, would you stay here after dark? Type cursed if you dare, or run.
3 cursed places travelers avoid. The number 1 is terrifying. Number 3, the Island of the Dolls in Mexico. Located in the canals of Xochimilco, this island is shrouded with decaying dolls, hanging from trees and buildings by its sole inhabitant, who died under mysterious circumstances. It's said that the dolls come to life at night, and visitors can hear their eerie laughter. Number 2, Bran Castle in Romania. Popularly known as Dracula's Castle, this historic edifice has witnessed numerous tragic events and is rumored to be cursed. Visitors have reported seeing dark figures and hearing screams in its corridors when no one else was present. Before revealing the number 1, remember to subscribe and like the video. Number 1, Akagahara Forest in Japan. Known as the Suicide Forest, this dense woodland at the base of Mount Fuji is believed to be inhabited by spirits, and its negative energy is said to disorient those who venture into it. Many visitors have reported feeling watched and hearing mysterious whispers among the trees. So would you be afraid to visit one of these places? Tell me in the comments and subscribe.
There is one house in America that is legally haunted, not because of a ghost story, but because a judge said so. In the 90s, a man bought this beautiful Victorian mansion in Nyack, New York, and it was a waterfront, dreamy place. But only after signing the contract, he discovered something chilling. This house was literally famous for being haunted. There were magazine features, newspaper stories. It was even listed on haunted walking tours. Like the previous owners of this house had bragged about it. She claimed there were multiple spirits in the home. One would violently shake her bed every morning, another floated outside her windows watching her, and guests would see a tall man in Revolutionary War clothing just pacing in the hallway silently. People even said they heard whispers coming from empty rooms. Because of all of this, the buyers sued, and this actually made its way to the New York Supreme Court. And the wild, insane part is that the judge literally wrote, as a matter of law, this house is haunted. Because even if you don't believe in ghosts, the reputation Michigan was real, and that should have been disclosed. And now they teach this in law school. It's a legal precedent called Simbovsky versus Ackley. And here's the thing, you don't have to prove that ghosts exist, but if a home is legally labeled haunted or connected to something tragic, shouldn't the buyer be told? And some people would say, nah, it's just stories. But others argue that, like, whether it's a ghost or not, it messes with your mind. It creates, like, paranoia, sleeplessness, even some people get sick. Like, they don't want to be involved in that. So here's my question. If you found your dream home, but it came with a full ghost on the resume, would you still move in? Drop your answers in the comments and hit the plus.
All morning, and I don't have time for this today. Stop. Hey, buddy. I got too much going on. You gotta cut it out. Oh, shit. Okay. Just gonna set it up with towels, and we'll just let the phone roll. I asked you if you gotta go or you gotta go downstairs or something. Wherever you're gonna go, you gotta go. Calm down. He's okay. Please, not today. Just, holy cow. Little buddy.
This is one of Japan's most banned forests, and entry into this forest is completely forbidden. The name of this forest is called Yawata no Yabushirazu. Located in Chiba Prefecture, you can expect it to be completely cut off with stone walls. It's an infamous location that is said that anyone who enters will be spirited away and never to return. I really like banned places, so I decided to take a train to Chiba Prefecture. We went to a place called Moto Yawata, and the station itself is pretty far from Tokyo, but once you get there, the forest is about a 5 to 10 minute walk. I kind of expected the forest to be a lot bigger, but once I got there, you can actually see where it begins and where it ends in this video. It really is just a small cut-off section of a forest in the middle of Chiba. The fact that it's next to the main road doesn't really make it that scary, but if you go off to the side, you'll see a sign with details about the history of this forest, as well as talking about the curse that is believed to surround it. When you get here, you'll see a torii gate that stands above you, as well as a little shrine, so I said a little prayer in hopes that there won't be any spirits that will follow me after this. And as far as other rumors go, some claim that the forest is haunted by a ghost of some ancient samurai. Other people theorize that there's a bottomless pit with poisonous gas within the forest. Whether you believe in these legends or not is completely up to you, but either way, entry into this forest is completely forbidden.
You wanted more proof Appalachia was the most haunted place in America? Watch this. The Appalachian Mountains are older than dinosaurs. People who have lived here all their lives, like myself, know what's really out there. Some people will tell you there's nothing. Some people don't have those paranormal, creepy encounters. But for those of us who have, we know the truth. I'm going to show you a video today. It was captured on a home security camera. And I need you to listen and pay attention very closely, because what was captured is one of the many reasons why people close their curtains at night, lock their doors, and whatever they do, they never whistle in the woods or answer when something calls their name.
Hear about that 911 operator who got a call at 3:30 in the morning from an abandoned funeral home? If you didn't, I'm about to play it for you. But please keep in mind, this is a funeral home where nobody is currently working. Cops drive by it later to see if anybody was there. It's abandoned, the lights are out, nobody's working, and you can just very faintly hear someone talking.
911, this is Erica. How can I help you? Hello? Hello? Hello?
So let me tell you guys about my experience at the Whaley House. It is America's most haunted house. My wife surprised me with a trip there last September actually. And so we go to the town, Old San Diego, which is super, super creepy at night. The house itself was built in the 1800s. It's seen a lot. It's been a lot. It was the family's store, courthouse. It was a bunch of stuff. So we are on this tour and we're going through the house. Like I said, everything's like original. It's a museum, so they kept it up and everything. And the lady's telling us everything about the house. We're in this one particular room, the group of us, and she's telling us about the house, and then there's a giant boom. There's a boom, like the floor shakes. At least where we are, the floor shakes. So we scream or whatever, and then she's like, who's brave? And for whatever reason I raised my hand. I was like, me. And she's like, okay, so go into the next room alone, and then the group will meet you. So I go into the next room, which is this room here. It's like a dining room, but there's like these windows that open up to a kitchen type of area. So I'm in there alone for a little while, maybe like 5 to 10 seconds before the group comes with me. And I start snapping pictures, just randomly snapping pictures while I'm in there alone. I don't review anything until later on. So after the tour is over, nothing else really happened, but we're outside and she's talking about one of the many deaths that happened on the property, but one that happened outside. So the tour is over and it's an opportunity for us to ask questions and stuff to the tour guide. So we were like, you know, what was that bang? Like, I know you guys probably throw in some stuff to scare people, but she was like, that wasn't me. She was like, usually, you're right, sometimes we do throw in stuff, but that wasn't me. So me and my wife were looking at each other like, okay. So the night continues. We stay in the town and we are sitting on the steps of this hotel, which is also presumably haunted. And I was like, oh yeah, my pictures. So I start reviewing the pictures that I took at the Whaley House, and I come across this one, right? So this, I'm gonna step out here. This is that room that I was in alone. If you can see around the edge, that's a window that opens up into a kitchen. But what's crazy about this picture to me and others that I've shown is this right here. I don't know if you could tell what it is or what you see. I know what I see and I know what others that I've shown see. I'm interested to know what you guys see, but it did feel super, super creepy in that area for the small time that I was in there. I think the door closed behind me, so I was legit in there alone when I took these pictures, but nothing or no one was there. I want to know what you guys see. I'm gonna tell you what I see. Actually, I'm gonna just tell you what I see. I see, and what others see, is a man, head right there, in a suit with a white shirt under and a black tie. You tell me if that's what you see, but that's the head's right there, shoulders, tie, neck, and then it kind of just loses its bottom. So it's kind of like a floating torso, if you will. But I did take another picture in this area, not from the exact same angle, but nothing's there. So yeah, I want to go back. I want to do some more investigating of the entire town, actually. But yeah, that's my little story of the Whaley House.